Yo, this is Mohammed Hamza and you are welcome to the Module 2 of the Rookie Analyst Excel Course series. If you are just diving into data analytics for the first time or looking to enhance your analytical skills, then you have definitely come to the right place. In the previous module, we delved into the fundamentals of data analysis and Excel's basics. We learned how to navigate the Excel interface and also understand how to do some basic formatting techniques. We recommend you watch the module 1 before moving to this video. In this module, we will be working with formulas and functions and exploring some essential tools. Let's dive right in. At the end of this module, we will develop a solid understanding of Excel formulas and functions. We'll learn how to differentiate between relative and absolute referencing and gain proficiency in creating clear and efficient formulas while adhering to Excel syntax rules. We'll also explore auditing tools and learn how to use operators in calculations. Overall, participants will be able to use essential Excel functions to enhance their data analysis and problem-solving skills. And most importantly, with hands-on demonstration and practical exercises. Excel operates in various modes. There are basically 4 modes in Excel, and the first is the ready mode, which is the default state when you are not actively working on a cell, while the enter mode is activated when you start typing in a cell. And the third one is the edit mode that allows precise text editing within the cell's content. And last but not the least is the point mode, which lets you reference cells easily without manual typing by selecting cells with your mouse or directional keys and pressing enter to confirm the actions you just imputed. Now, a common problem that arises while you are working in cell reference is to mistakenly trigger additional cell references by using the left or right arrow keys. However, this issue can be swiftly fixed by pressing the F2 on your keyboard to toggle the mode. We'll see the differences in these modes as we start the hands-on session in this module. And what you need to know about Excel formulas and functions. There are a couple of things you need to know about Excel formulas and functions, and the first is the understanding of Excel formulas and functions. Excel formulas and functions are at the core of data analysis and automation. They enable us to perform complex calculations, making data decisions and streamlining tasks easy. And now, what is formulas and functions in Excel? You may be wondering, is there any difference between formula and functions? Now, the key differences between formulas and functions is that formula is a user-defined calculation which requires input manually, and it's customizable, like it is tailored for specific needs. While the function is a built-in operation which utilizes predefined Excel functions, meaning it's standardized. An example of the function is using the sum function to calculate the sum of a range, or use it to calculate the profits of a sales for, let's say, Tip Top Hamza restaurant, instead of manually imputing it as a formula. So you could have functions in a formula, so there are nested functions and nested formulas. So the most important thing right now is mastering both formulas and function is really essential for data analysis in Excel. And later on in this section of this module, we are going to demonstrate and practice better on Excel formulas and functions. Next thing you need to know about Excel formulas and functions is the referencing in cells. Excel allows us to reference cells with flexibility, which is either the absolute or the relative referencing. The absolute references locks a cell's location so that it does not change dynamically as you move, while the relative references adjust as we copy them. And you can find the differences in this absolute and relative references by watching or by using the dollar sign. Yeah, so the dollar sign is using absolute referencing to lock a particular cell, meaning in the formula, that particular cell, that particular formula will only be referencing that cell that has the dollar sign, either the column. So utilizing absolute references for constants is a pro tip that I want you to remember throughout this throughout this section. And also you should know that it is more recommendable to choose relative referencing for flexible adaptive formulas. However, proficiency in both is essential for efficient data analysis. Next, as regards what you need to know about Excel formulas and functions, is writing effective formulas and functions. Effective formula and functions are the cornerstone of a successful data analysis in Excel. To create clear and efficient formulas, you have to follow these principles. 1. Use descriptive cell references for clarity. 2. Break down complex formulas into manageable parts. 3. Document your formulas with comments. 4. Keep it simple by using straightforward functions. 5. Incorporate error checking and handling. And lastly, maintain a consistent formula format for better organization and usability. Next, we'll look at the syntax of formula and functions. So, understanding and mastering formula and function syntax is essential for building effective Excel models and conducting accurate data analysis. To construct effective Excel formulas and functions, it's essential to understand their syntax, that is the structured way they are expected to function, how they're expected to work. So it's called the syntax. So it consists of key components, which is 1, an equal sign to initiate the formula. Next, the function name, e.g. sum, average, or if. Next is the argument enclosed in parentheses. Then the 4th one is the operators, which are majorly used for calculations. Your basic arithmetic sign like addition, subtraction, what have you. Next is the cell references, e.g. A1, B2, or C2 to include values, and the use of parentheses and commas to control the order of calculation and separate function arguments. Mastery of these elements ensures proper command interpretation and calculation in Excel. What else do you need to know about Excel formulas and functions? You really need to know how to use calculation operators in formulas. It's important. Operators specify the type of calculation that you want to perform on the elements of a formula. There is a default order in which calculations occur. This follows general mathematical rules, but you can change this order by using the parentheses. There are basically 4 types of operators in Excel. One is the arithmetic operators that allows you to perform basic mathematical operations, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, or even combine numbers and what have you. Next is the comparison operators, which allows you to compare 2 values. When 2 values are compared by using these operators, the result is a logical value, either true or false. As you can see in the table beside the text here. Next is the text concatenation operator. So just see the concatenation as a marriage between 2 different cells that are probably related. For instance, first name and surname, which is the last name, are on different column A and column B respectively. Now you want to have column C, which is going to be the full name. So all you just need to do is to concatenate cell A, column A, and column B to give you column C, which is going to be the full name. That's a test concatenator operator, which usually come in handy for many data cleaning and data wrangling tasks. And the last is the reference operators, which combine ranges of cells for calculations with the following operators. You can refer to this table here to better understand the meaning and examples of this arithmetic or other types of operators. Next thing you need to know, or you like to know, or possibly you probably ask, you already thinking aloud when I mentioned in the previous concept about the order of arrangement in Excel. You'd be like, okay, what is there supposed to be order for Excel to be arranging a formula for it to function well? Yes, formulas calculate values in a specific order, and a formula always begins with an equal sign. So Excel interprets the characters that follow the equal sign as a formula. Following the equal sign are the elements to be calculated, which you can simply refer them to as operands. So such as constants or cell references, these are separated by calculation operators. And calculation order in Excel, just think of BODMAS, which is the basic arithmetic order we follow in elementary schools, which is bracket of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So similarly, Excel have those kind of orders here. So in some cases, the order in which a calculation is performed can affect the return of the value, meaning it can affect the results. Now imagine evaluating 9 plus 3 multiplied by 7 with and without parentheses. In the first case, in the former case, that is without parentheses, 9 plus 3 multiplied by 7 will yield a result that is equal to 30. But in the former, in the latter case, where that is with parentheses, the syntax changes. Excel first performs the addition inside the parentheses, which produces a result of 84. So 30, 84. You can imagine the differences just by putting a parenthesis. So this tells how much erroneously your results can be when analyzing data when you missed out on this simple but yet powerful fundamentals of calculation order in Excel. So now we're going to look at the last part of the Excel, of what you need to know about Excel formulas and functions, which is the formula editing tools and AI functions in Excel. The auditing tools in Excel are essential, and while for instance, formulas calculate values in a specific order, right? So you need the auditing tools to ensure data accuracy, to identify errors within your spreadsheet. They provide a range of features to help you track and troubleshoot formulas. And we'll be looking into the formula auditing in the demo session, which enable you to visualize formula relationships, you treat precedents and dependents, and also evaluate formulas to detect any issues or inconsistency. And you will even see how to just use a function that is called the formula text to see the formula that was used in a cell on its own. While there are a lot of AI functions that has already been incorporated into Excel, which are powered by artificial intelligence. So, and then there are also add-ins which are external that you could add into Excel. But in this module, we're going to look at the four major ones, which is the image to text, the data types, recommended pivot, and data analyzer. Image to text leverages AI to extract text from images. Imagine you are a field data associate, and you're on the field, and then You only have to use your biro and your pen to collect your data, maybe either in a tabular form or, and you need to transfer this chunk of data into Excel for you to analyze. You don't need to stress, right? So with the image to text, all you need to do is just snap with your phone and then upload to your laptop, and then you copy it and then you paste in Excel using the insert capture feature, and then it appears as an editable text as your data. If it's a table, if you collect your data in the tabular form, you see it exactly there in a tabular form. And you can easily even do this with the Microsoft 365 Office app, which is free. You can refer to the 1-minute video on how to get Excel app on your phone, and you could just scan and then it's moves into Excel easily. Then you save it. If you upload it to your OneDrive, then you could just access the Excel itself instead of transferring the picture and doing it. And you could even use the image to text if you have a picture from the internet that in the table that you want to use, right? So we have the data types, which is Excel AI driven data types that can automatically recognize and convert data into a meaningful form. And one of the data type is the geographic location, and then which used for listing cities and facilitating access to relevant information within the spreadsheet. We have the recommended pivot tables, which with 2 clicks it's just recommend pivot tables for you, tailored for your data set and enhancing your visualizations. And the next is going to be, or the last for this is going to be the data analyzer, which we're going to see. So the data analyzer, for data analyzer, just imagine ChatGPT in Excel. So you just ask your question, ask data analyzer a question about your data set, and then you could, and it gives you the answer straight up. And you can even ask it to present the answer in form of it. You could ask it to present the answer in form of a chart, and then you could use the chart in your dashboard or in other visualization. So in the hands-on session of this module, we learn how to use these auditing tools to audit the formulas that we have written. We'll also explore some AI tools in Excel. So, that's it. Let's work with formulas and functions. It's time to get hands-on. The most interesting part about data analysis, right? Data, data, data. You know the rest of the story. Let's dive right in.